Hi, it's May. So you know what that means. New month, new mindset, new focus. And one of the great things is 31 days in May to practice those new habits. So I'm excited. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about my journaling and prompts and things like that are going to connect with overall wellness. And some of you might recall back maybe the last video I did on Commit 30, my fitness planner I shared with you. And let me bring that back into the focus here. This was my little planner here, purple, Be Strong. And one of the things I wanted to share with you is about the section in the back of my library where I shared about May journal prompts. I had for back then April's, now we're into the new month of May, and I'm really excited because one of the things that I thought about was keeping in kind of in connection with having something to resonate with those journal prompts and challenges that sometimes that when we're trying to get digging deeper, a little bit more of self-awareness, how I can incorporate that. So this is what I came up with. So let me go ahead and share that with you. As you see before me, this is my new plum type of traveler's notebook, really inexpensive one. One of the very first I purchased through Amazon. I was debating about how to use it, if I would like it. So again, it was under $20. So if that's something that maybe you're considering, you want to kind of check it out. I mean, that might be a great way to see if that'll work for you before buying any high-end traveler's notebook. And as you can see here, I always have my embellishments here, and this one's the Tree of Life. I love the concept about how a tree, especially its roots and foundation and the growth of a tree, how it coincides in the metaphor. So I really wanted to put this because I'm hoping that that is one thing that my journal prompts will bring out in me is more growth, more experience to be able to see some of the connections I have with my writing and stuff like that. So again, as we begin, I'm going to go ahead and share with you what I came up with, because again, maybe you're using a notebook and it's just not doing it for you, and you might want to think about creating something that really resonates with you, that's personal on that level. So as you can see before you here, I have what I have here is just my personal information in case it ever gets misplaced. I have that. That's a separate cost, and like I said, I'll link all that information at the end of the video. And the first thing I wanted to share with you, as you can see here, it says, you are amazing, you are brave, and you are strong. I think one of the things, too, in my wellness overall journey is learning to be these things where I know I'm amazing. Sometimes I don't know if I'm always brave or strong, but I have to really kind of sit down because we can play mind games with our own self of being critical and sometimes saying negative things. We don't want to be saying that, because how do we grow and learn? So one of the things I wanted to share, too, about that is just being able to journal and how that will be able to bring some really great benefits to me. I think when you think about journaling is just how it clears the mind. Also, it's a great place to be able to sit down and at the end of the day de-stress, or maybe it's your morning before you head out and your feet hit the floor. That's something that you want to consider. You know, you could have a candle, have that soft music in the background, have that comfortable chair and desk to be able to do that. And I think that's one of the key things you have to think about is has to be a place that you feel safe. And also the intention, you know, digging deeper and being able to share your on paper your experiences and something that will hold you accountable. But also being your own best friend, because sometimes we worry about what other people are thinking, people pleasing. I know sometimes that was one of the things I had to learn over the years. It's just really not being judged. Just, you know, you're free to write down anything you want, whatever you feel like you want to express. There's nobody there to pick you on your grammar or writing technique. So that's a great way to think about it, just freestyle, free form. And also the other thing that's really important is you're gaining perspective about expressing yourself and finding out who you really are, because I think over a course of a person's lifetime, especially women, we change so much, especially of those things in our lives that come into fruition, like some of you maybe in relationships, new jobs, maybe again other changes, medical things that have happened. You know, it doesn't always have to necessarily be challenging things, but it could be successes that changes you. And as little girls, we come about having journals and writing, some of us, and then sometimes over the years that fades away. So it's really going back to identifying yourself and self-awareness. So really, I think for me, that's one of my biggest goals to this year is going to be sitting down and really learning more in depth And just again, going back to being honest and just writing those things out. So one of the great things about, right, especially about journal prompts, is sometimes if you're, stuck about what to write in a journal, this is a great way for you to be able to, on a daily basis, it's outlined day 1 all the way through 31. And I've been finding that Pinterest is a great, especially resource to be having. Every new month they will have journal prompts for something, and it comes out with topics or questions so that you could go ahead and figure out and go ahead and express yourself in those answers. So one of the great things is you could do this as a group with people, or maybe you and your girlfriend, that's some thoughts that you want to do, and just be able to hold each other accountable. So again, I really appreciate Pinterest, the way that it provides a amount of just resources and be able to grow as a person. So, but anyway, so one of the things too I wanted to share with just having this journal is being able to be creative for myself and a self-expression. And then one of the key things is having some of these features here, a pen holder that was something purchased separately. My pen also like to have also handy, especially when I want to be transporting this little journal with me if I travel or anything, just so it's always near. And also, if you think about it, these craft, what they call holders, and keeping it in, sometimes you usually see them in plastic, but these are of a harder construction. You could put in your any month that we're currently in and place these little journal prompts right in there, so it's safekeeping. And then you just, like I said, the functionality is grabbing it and convenience to having it immediately. And as you can see here, from my past videos, I love to just really go to town with decorating and keeping it, kind of simple. I don't do too much watercoloring and that nature, and using gesso and stuff like that, and other finger stuff when it comes to painting. But I wanted to just show you some of the things I used for some resources. So this is the first book, and we all know, based on if you're new to Traveler's Notebooks, that usually they come in rubber band, and you could attach the notebooks as is. And this particular one, being inexpensive, only had 2 rubber bands. And the community of YouTube, there are people that have videos that show you how to incorporate more than 2 notebooks, so I won't go into too much detail on that. So as you can see here, this one has just some things that I felt, like quotes and my beliefs that will help me be accountable. I incorporated tabs, as you could see, that I love to have tabs that stick out, so that just right away is a go-to for me, so I could find things a little easier. If you prefer, you could outline in the month and put the month that you're currently working on and list the months. That's also an option for you as well. So as you can see here, I also have where it's noting that I'm using stickers here, especially ones that are called tip-ins for Bible journaling. But I thought, why not use these for, doing some scrapbooking type of memory keeping in here. So I went ahead and used that. Also pictures from Pinterest. Then I had that printed at the local store on the corner. So again, as you can see here, this is May we're in. I like to use my date stamp and take advantage of that. And then here, as you can see here, I use washi tape. The great thing about washi tape is it's really, like I said, a great way to enhance your pages, being simple without, maybe you're somebody who doesn't like too much stickers, but that's another thought to use that as well. So again, the daily prompts will tell you specific, questions, and you would answer that. So if you're somebody that wants to utilize just one page and you write small, you could do that, which I did, and I date stamp pre-populated it. But if you figure you write a little larger and you want to use 2 pages, go ahead and do that. And again, you might be thinking, wow, you already date stamped them. How do you know if you don't miss a date? Well, if I miss a day because of whatever reason, I don't feel well or something, I'll go ahead and, jot something down, not feeling well, and that would be the reason. Or maybe you could go back and do that journal prompt. Doesn't mean you can't do it on another date if you missed it. But again, there's usually about 56 or so pages that come in one notebook. And again, I want to show you real quick, briefly, how I decorated some. So just to give you an idea how simple. Again, it just things that I resonate with. I go to the local, craft or hobby store and love nature, butterflies, hearts, washi tape. So, go to town with that kind of stuff, and then figure out what you enjoy looking at. Make it simple. Like I said, you want to have enough room to write, so you don't want to decorate too much words, but if you want to, that's really up to you. But again, I love quotes because quotes really motivate me. They just enhance just the visual aspect of when I see something like an affirmation. Butterflies, I love those. So as you can see here, it's something that's simple. And just being able to just kind of, like I said, have things down that just resonate with me, that bring me inspiration and motivation. So, you know what, and I thought as I was going through each page, I was like, I like this, I like this. So I know I'm going to want to go back and do this, and that's going to give me the accountability, especially in the evening, to write out for each day's assignment what the topic is. So, but again, this is 31 days in May, as I said earlier. Now, one of the things I want to note is if any time you do find things that are, you know, you want to recycle, this happened to be on one of our church ladies events invitation. I thought that llama was so cute. You know, take advantage of that stuff. You know, don't toss it. If it's something that you could, you know, use for your own crafting or your own way of being creative, do so. So that's why I used quite a bit of Starbucks logos and stuff like that. So as you can see here, sparkle, dream big. That's something we always want to continue to do. And then focus on today, and then a work in progress. I love that because, again, it's just baby steps and just keep moving forward. It's not really about perfection, I think about that. And then last but not least, as we head into the last of the month, May 31st, it says treat yourself, you're almost there. And just like I said, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be perfect at doing this, but it's really going to help me get to this journal and feel that I enjoy doing it because I created it. As I said earlier, I had enough pages because I was writing on one page a day. So if I want to, I could still even journal even further or put additional pictures and quotes if I want to. So, you know, you come up with your own style of how you want to see that created. And again, that was the first notebook. And again, I put another tip-ins here I found at the local craft store. These come in usually a book, like bookmarkers, but they're great because they're so vibrant in their design. And again, the craft holder that was earlier is also the same attachment here. And this one here, I just have a couple of Bible journaling verses here that just motivate me. So again, you could put any type of resources in these little pockets. And again, it has this little hole slots here as well. I do like to create my own little paper clips, and this is just getting a glue gun, finding embellishments and gluing that. So you can see that there. Having fun, really. And again, I'm going to tell you now, to be honest, somebody might say, well, this is a lot of work. I think really is scheduling in your day, at least 1 or 2 hours, and saying that you're going to sit and just do a page. And again, I know some of you out there know in the community I'm retired. And again, I know how it is working full time. And I think that thing is you just have to find if there's a will or a way to go ahead and devote that because you're so worth it. So don't tell yourself that you don't have the time, especially if you see that it's your heart's really into wanting to create something and just don't think you have the time. You know, ask others to help you, hold you accountable, but also if you have kids, maybe smaller children, people to help you out so you can have your day of self-care. And this is, again, considered journaling self-care. So you're number one. And if mom's not feeling it, then guess what? Sometimes the household is not going to feel mom's, you know, happiness at times if she's not feeling it. So, but one of the key things is about these little tabs here. Like I said earlier, you could put the months listed here. So this could be, now I'm going to be going into June in my second book, but I don't really want to list the month. I'm just going to put here affirmations like trust, and then I have focus going into July. So that's really up to you. And the great flexibility about notebooks, if you want line notebooks or you like the grids that were earlier shown to you, you could have that as an option, or even blank ones. So again, those are the options. You could purchase those as well. And I do love the fact that it says here she blooms, and that's something that I really want to see myself grow in 31 days to see that happen. So I think really journaling, this could be what we call challenges and journal prompts, could help you grow in that area. So as you can see here, it's really simple. Just again, finding out what you really like. Maybe you can put some stickies in here, and if you don't get to it now, go back to it later and then indicate what you were going to put down as stickies for that. So again, this is the whole idea of putting this in here to hold that in place for you as your resource, and then you do that with the following months as well. So again, is another way for us and me to share with you as a community of how we can get better organized and treat ourselves better. And I hope that this was helpful for today for you. I appreciate if you could like this video if you found that the tips were going to be helpful, and maybe not use it today, but maybe in the future. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great week.